क्लीन किन करे हो रहे क्लीन क्लीन पे ठीक है। Good morning, friends. Good to see all of you early in the morning. So today, friends, we will have a long interactive session on the budget. Okay. Today, you guys will also speak. Some of you will speak. She will speak. Where is Devasis? Okay. So he's hiding in the third row. So who else? Who else? You are going to speak. You are also going to speak. Okay. So, friends, before I come to the presentation of the budget, just all of you kindly keep a note that can you all hear me? When you just come ahead and try to understand. See, the most important thing for any government is public policy. What kind of? Can you all hear me? Those who are on the online?
Yes, sir.
Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
You can all hear me? Yeah. So, so as I didn't budget, yeah, as I said, any government will have a public policy, whether it is the NDA government, the UPA government, whoever forms the government, they'll have a public policy. And public policy has three facets. Please note down. Public policy has three facets. One is called the fiscal policy. Fiscal policy. Now, fiscal policy means the budget. Are you all getting me? Fiscal policy means it's the budget. Now, I'm just trying to explain the whole thing in a very simple way so that when we go into the details of the nuances of budget, so you people would be able to appreciate the debates, what are the discussions which is going on, a lot of articles are being written, a lot of people are saying a lot of things. So once the concepts, the basic concepts are clear, once you know the basic concepts, then it is very easy for you to, traverse the whole path. So first is fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is nothing but the budget. In the budget, what the finance minister does, she does three things. Please note down. The budget has two parts. First part is called Part A. Part A of the budget. Part A of the budget, which will talk of expenditure, all kinds of expenditure. Are you all getting me? The first part of the budget does not speak of income, receipts, tax. No. It will talk of expenditure. Are you all getting me? All over the world, whether it is presented in UK or USA, all over the world, budget will first start with the expenditure plan of the government. How much the government is going to spend on education, how much on defense, how much on housing, how much on skilling, how much on health. So first the government has to say what is the kind of expenditure is going to make. And secondly, what is the priority? What is the priority in its expenditure? What priority? Now, an economy can be divided into three parts. Please note down. One is the general sector. Second is the economic sector. Third is called the social sector. All expenditure, supposing I have 100 rupees to spend, the government will say, I'm spending 15% on social sector. I'm spending 40% on the economic sector. I'm spending 50% on the general sector. So therefore, before we discuss how the expenditure is made, we have to very carefully see where the government is spending and how much. Are you getting my point? This is what we call sectoral priority. This is called what? Sectoral priority. What priority are you giving? Are you giving more priority to defense? Is he giving more priority to education? Is he giving more priority to skilling? Is he giving more priority to housing? I agree with that point. So therefore, any government or anywhere in the world has to see how much he spends on the general sector. Now, what all comes in the general sector? Let's note down. In the general sector, defense will come. Pensions of people will come. Subsidy will come. Pension will come. Borrowing will come. All this is called general sector. Is that clear, Devasis? In the general sector, first we should see how much is the defense expenditure. Government has to pay and allowances to people, those who are working in the government. The government has to pay a defense pensioner like me, who has left service 12 years back. Pension has to be paid. Government has borrowed. So all this come in the general sector. Are you all getting me? It's called general sector. Economic sector will be your roads, your railways, your transport, your agriculture, anything which is giving you direct economic value. How much are you spending on building national highways? How much are you spending on railways? How much are you going for buying tanks or aircraft from America? Are you all getting me? So economic sector will refer to everything which is going to give you money. Social sector, please note down, social sector would be your education, health, your sanitation, and your skilling. What are the four things? Health, education, skilling, and sanitation. This is what we call as social sector. Now, we spend 13% on the social sector, about 50% on the general sector, and about 37% on economic sector. Please note down. We spend almost social sector ଆସିବ ତ ସ୍କିଲ୍ ହେଲେ ତମେ ଭଲ କାମ କରିବ ନା ସ୍କିଲ୍ ଟା ହେଲେ social sector ମାନେ କ'ଣ people constitute the society. Your education, your health, your skill will contribute to the economic sector. If you are skilled, then you contribute more as an engineer in a factory. Are you getting me? So skill will come under social sector, skilling. Now this is the kind of expenditure that we are making in the different sectors. Now let us take a country like US. How much do they spend? They spend about 25%, about 50% here, and about 35%, about 25%, or 30. This should be 30 and it should be 45. Please note down again: 25, 45, and 30. Are you getting my point? 25, 45, and 30. Can you clearly see that they spend almost double in social sector, in education, in health. If I am spending 3% on education, America spends 6% on education. If I'm spending 2% on health, they spend 5% on health. Are you getting me? Why they are so healthy, why they are highly educated is because they're spending in the social sector. For instance, from long time in the NEP, for instance, in 2020, we said we should spend 6%, please note down, 6% of our GDP on education. Same thing, this thing we are saying that 6% we should spend on education. We said that we'll spend about 3% on health, 3% on health, 2.5% to 3%. But we are spending how much? 3% and only 1.2%. Please note down 3% and only 1.2%. Are you all getting me? 6% is what the National Education Policy is saying. The National Health Policy is saying that we should spend about 3%, but we are spending how much? Just about 3% and 1.2%. Are you all getting me? So, one message we get from here. What is the message we are getting here? That we are spending much less on the social sector. And we are spending too much on government sector, particularly in borrowing, on defense. So all these things, subsidy, all these things, subsidy is there, subsidy, we are spending a lot of money. For instance, on fertilizer subsidy to very rich farmers, we are giving 2 lakh crores, very high subsidy. Food subsidy, we are giving almost 3 lakh crores. Okay, so subsidy is very high. There is no concept of subsidy in a developed country. Please note down. There is no subsidy concept. There is subsidy concept in the developed countries. They don't subsidize the poor. Are you getting my point? So therefore, they understand why we are underdeveloped and why they are developed. So therefore, when we see the budget, so when we talk of expenditure, we have to see what is the direction, what is our allocation priority. Please note down. When I have to judge a budget, when Devashish has to judge a budget, when Rina is going to judge the budget, first thing you have to see, what is the priority to different sectors. Please note down. Allocation priority. Is it clear to all of you? What is the allocation priority to general sector, to economic sector, to social sector? Now, if I have a good budget, I should spend far more in the social sector and far less in the general sector. I should also spend a little more on the economic sector. Can you see that? Can you see that? So that is your expenditure. And second thing is receipts. How much money I am going through? Taxes and non-taxes receipts. Typically, most of the countries, their expenditure is more than receipts, and therefore there is a need for borrowing. Is that clear? Is that clear to all of you? Since most countries find that they spend more than what they can get through receipts, the gap is funded out of borrowing. So when somebody wants to see a budget, what should we see? We should first of all see how are you spending between different sectors? What kind of money are you getting? Are we taxing the rich enough? Then we have to see how much borrowing we have done. So if I borrow less, we call the budget a fiscally prudent budget. Fiscal prudence. This is what we call. When I see a budget, I'll have to see whether it is a growth budget. Is it promoting more growth? Is it promoting more employment? Is it promoting? That is what we call as growth. So growth, fiscal prudence, growth with fiscal prudence are the 2 pillars of a good budget. What are the 2 pillars? Growth and fiscal prudence. Fiscal prudence means I don't borrow much. I borrow less. The less I borrow, the more prudent we are. तुम्हें बॉयफ्रेंड बेसी पैसा पत्र नब ताको प्रुडेंट भी कहबे क्यों तो सब पैसा नहीं कि समस्त को पैसा नहीं कि बच्चे बच्चे की so you have to be fiscally prudent अरे बापा तो मांग दो दिन बापा को नहीं मांग दो नहीं कि तो साथ दे लूं so fiscally prudent means you are careful are you getting my point so on one hand you should grow well and on the other hand you should also be fiscally prudent now many countries believe there is no point in being fiscally prudent खर्च करो you spend a lot of money you become fiscally frugal please note down fiscally frugal many countries believe Jay, if you spend yes for instance believes in fiscal organ but they're fiscally they're fiscally open fiscally opulent are you good with they're fiscally more outgoing. They believe in fiscal stimulus. The more money comes to the system, the more employed people would be. Are you getting my point? So there are two viewpoints. One viewpoint is be very careful. The other is don't worry. You please push more and more money into the system. Okay. So that is fiscal policy. Is it clear? Expenditure priority, income, and the size of borrowing. In monetary policy is basically the repo rate by the RBI. It is a repo rate every 3 months. Is that clear? Repo rate is nothing but monetary rate policy. What is the borrowing rate? What is the borrowing rate? Monetary policy is nothing but the borrowing rate. At what rate the banks can borrow from the Reserve Bank? The rate at which you can borrow from the bank, that is monetary policy. Are you all getting me? And in the trade policy, we are looking at export and import. What is your export and import policy? This policy is declared once in 3 years. Once in 3 years. Budget is every year. Monetary policy is every 3 months. You will get a question in the prelims. What is the period of repo rate? That means repo rate is changed every 3 months. Are you all getting me? Question as you are 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. So you should immediately know. Are you getting my point? So therefore, to summarize, we look forward to a budget because it will clearly give a signal what kind of priority government has in spending, how much is the government taxing people, and how much we are borrowing. Is that clear? Expenditure, receipts, and borrowing. That's all the budget does. Before budget comes, close करी मैं क्लीन कला पर क्लोज करी की हाँ कुछ कर रहे ये तो पूरा सिलेक्ट कुछ रहे अच्छा ओके 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 सिलेक्ट तापर এটা change okay fine so with these preliminaries okay what am I going to do? I have a lot of things to tell you okay maybe I will not be able to do it fully. We'll continue on Wednesday but quite a few things I'll do and there are a few presentations also by some of your friends but let me at least give you a good idea of what this budget is all about. Okay, budget is all about and everything that you need to know about a budget. Now, first thing you must remember that before the budget, there is an economic survey. Please note down. An economic survey is presented by the chief economic advisor in the parliament. The economic survey. Now, economic survey is nothing but the health card. Economic health card. Kete jara hoichi, kete BP achi, kete are bujhi pacho to? It is a health card. How is every sector? Please note down. In an economic survey, you will get first thing would be the state of Indian economy. The first chapter would be state of Indian economy. The first chapter would be state of Indian economy. All of you, please note down, all of you must read it by going to finmin.nic.in. Okay. You go to finmin.nic.in, it will give you the economic survey document. You don't have to buy this. As far as you guys are concerned, if you are able to read the first chapter, that's more than enough. Unless you are a student of economics, you have an economics paper, you don't have to go to the other chapters. Other chapters should be like agriculture, industry, infrastructure. So it will talk details. It will provide you details of different sectors. But as far as you guys are concerned, just go to the first chapter called State of Indian Economy. It will give you an overall picture and also the outlook. It will give you the overall picture of how the economy is doing. It will also give you an outlook. Are you all getting me? So therefore, before we read the budget, we should see the economic survey. Is that clear? So therefore, whenever a budget is presented, the finance minister will look at the trends in the economic survey. Supposing the economic survey says our biggest problem is unemployment. About 8 million people needs to be employed in this country every year. This is one message which was given in the economic survey. Are you all getting me? The economic survey said inflation is little high. Again a message. The survey said we are not skilled people enough. Number of skilled people are less. Only 7% people are unskilled. Are you getting my point? So some of the messages, these important messages, unemployment is quite high, skilling is not adequate, inflation is high, income inequality is very high. Just please note down 4 things. What did I say? 4 things. First is 7% only skilled. So skilling is a priority. Second, unemployment, 8 million people. And what is the third I said? Inflation is high. Very good. Very, very good. When is inflation high? What should be the reasonable limit? 4 to 6%. Please note down. 4 to 6%. 4 to 6%. Please note down. This is called the glide path. Please note down. It is called the glide path. Question will come that says, what is a glide path? 4 to 6%. 4 to 6% inflation is called the glide path. Please note down. Preliminary question asks about what is glide path? 4 to 6, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. 8 of clear comment kartara, but a committee under Urjit Patel. Urjit Patel was deputy governor at that time. So, question asks about who recommended the glide path? So, it answer kar very. So, when the answer kalo, you immediately OS pile. Are you getting my point? You should look at such data where most students cannot answer. Everyone equality. Everybody will know that India will grow at 7%. Are you getting my point? Please remember one goal in competitive examination. Try to identify areas where 90% of the students cannot answer. Those students of mine who have made it, they come on top of that 10%. Are you getting my point? Supposing I ask this question, even Deepak will not be able to answer. Who committee କରିଛି? Are you all getting me? ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ଏ କଥାଟା? ଯୋଉ କଥା ମ୍ୟାକ୍ସିମମ୍ ଲୋକ ପଢୁନାହାନ୍ତି ସେଇ କଥାଟାକୁ ତମେ ପଢିବ। ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସିବ ଯେ ଯୋଉ capital gains tax has been increased to 20%, which sector will be affected? 99% of the students ଚିତ ଖାଇଯିବେ। अरे ବୁଝିପାରୁଛୁ କି ନାହିଁ? ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିଲେ ଯେ capital gains tax has been increased to 20%. But which sector will be affected? Will it be long-term investors? Will it be banks? Who will be affected? Are you getting the point? So those detailed knowledge will take you to OS or the IAS. ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ? All the students who have made it, they सब माने फंडामेंटल सब जानिबे। इंडियन इकोनॉमी 7% ग्रो करछुन सब जानिबे। सितर तुम किछि बाहर नहीं। आर यू ऑल गेटिंग मी? एवरी से 8.82 8.2 8.2 तुमको तो पचारी जे between IMF and the chief economic advisor गलत बुझियो केन मार खछु एम सब जो ए जो टिप्स गुडा अछि at the risk of patting myself, that is what you'll get from me. Are you getting my point? So apart from explaining you to the general concepts, some of the areas in which most of the students will flounder and fail, you will succeed. अरे बुच्चो के नहीं कथा हमें किनी जे हाउ माने जो सिंग किंगडम दी हबो आकु केन जीवो गोविंदा केन हबो ताले कॉमेडी की अमिताभ बच्चन को भी छोटे मियां बड़ा मियां मार कर दला नहीं जी कोला कि नहीं तर तार से तो स्किल थिला हियर दैट बट they recommended the glide path that inflation should not be more than 4 to 6%. Is that clear? So he is the one who recommended that as long as we are within the 4 to 6% bracket, we don't have to vary much. But the moment it goes to 6%, we must be varied. Okay. Is between 5 to 6%. And please note down, the food inflation is very high. What inflation? What inflation? Our inflation hala food items. Hero dam kimti, chicken dam kimti, gaham dam kimti. Food items. Are you all getting me? Issue is food items. Okay. So therefore, Urjit Patel said that we should concentrate on 4 to 6% band. Are you getting my point? And the RBI in Government of India, RBI of Government of India is trying to stick to 4%. They don't want it to go beyond 4%. There are many people who say, we have 5%, why should we not push more money? But people like Satyakam Das and other people think that we should be careful. Are you all getting me? But schools again. One school says, 5% out of बढ़ाना, out of कमी देना. Repo rate is 6.5. अरे बुझ बोलो repo rate is 6.5%. Let's bring it down. But people like Satya Das and all, they are saying no. If you decrease it, there will be inflation. We'll go beyond 6%. Are you all getting me? These are all debates. Are you getting me? You have to understand. माने एमिति कथा न से ठीक no. The debates. The debates and ultimately you have to take a stand. So that is why I said fiscally prudent. Are you remember? We are trying to be careful. We don't want inflation to go high, go beyond 6%. So in my article, as you mentioned, I have sent to all of you that this is a budget of growth with a fiscal prudence. What is the policy? What is the setting of growth with fiscal prudence? Anyway, so have you understood now? Glide path is how much? 4 to 6%. So that is that. So in this particular presentation, friends, we will go into, just note down. First we will go into the trends in the economic survey. Kon trend is. Then the constitutional provisions. This is where the adding katha kochi devasis. What is the new thing that I am going to teach? You'll read things.
About the state of economy and the four major part about how 7%. What is the fourth one? 7% are only still in.
First help कहली unemployment, in inflation कहली, तापर third कहली आपको, हाँ?
Skilling is only 7%.
Only skilling, अच्छा 7% skilling. और कौन कहली भूलियो ना? Income inequality. अच्छा गोटे कथा सुना, मुझे भूली जाए, बुझले तो? मोर टिके शॉर्ट जने मते नजर मारथियो कोठी भूली छाडली हलो तो मते टिके ए गोटे कथा कर दो बुझी की ते मोर संग जो स्टूडेंट मान कर गोटे टिके स्टूडेंट के काम आला कोठी मु छाडली से कहबे से इनकम इनइक्वालिटी कहला आर मेमोरी कोन हेतला 1960 मसर मोर मने अछि किंतु ए समय कोन आला कोनटा जी खाइची मोर मने कोनटा जी खाइची तो बाबूजी को चूड़ा खाइची कि रोटी खाइची I've forgotten about it. So this is called amnesia, short-term amnesia. बुढ़ा जाते हैं ना, बाजे चिंता करे से short-term मसे अब खाली बाजे कथा इंटरनेट रे देखले खता खराब होबो ना नहीं, short-term memory. Anyway, so we'll look at the constitutional provisions because there will be some questions on the constitution. Please keep an eye. Constitutional provisions. We should see. I mean, जहाँ भी पहुँचे अर्थनीति रे, anything that we read, we must link it to the constitution. Constitution con expectation hochi. Are you getting my point? One of the strengths that I have is I combine the constitution with economics. I go to several places to speak because in Odisha I am one of the few who has equal grip over polity and economics. Polity so, but it is important that you should find one constitution important because that's the law of the land. It is not what Rahul Baba thinks or Modi Baba thinks. No. Look at the constitution. What did the constitution says? Does the constitution say we are a state? No. We are a secular state. So that is that. So we'll go into the constitutional provisions. Then we'll see third part, what are the themes of the finance minister and what are the priorities. What are the themes of the finance minister? He says 3 themes. We'll go into that. And what are the priorities? Priorities. It is priorities. हमें तो 4 जन को 4टा सेक्टर में देई छी तमे करियो से है ना तो आज भी are you all getting me? Are you all getting me? So priorities से कौन priorities देखियो तापरे plus all of you note down we will spend a little time more time on employment. Please note down employment, then second on manufacturing, and third on social sector. Okay, manufacturing भी पढ़िया, employment भी पढ़िया, social sector पढ़िया, and finally the way forward. This is how I have designed this particular presentation. Is that clear to all of you? So now let us go into the state of Indian economy. फिर आप कहीं जाओ नहीं पूरी सिलेक्ट कर रहे ए पेन रे आई तो जहां कले तुमको हैरान करके रखी से आउ तापरे क्लोज हां so let us look at the corporate ledger. Okay, now I will now explain the state of Indian economy. माने बर्तमान में सिनेमा आरंभ हला ए पर्यंत खाली ट्रेलर देखुतलो सब हला कोठी खेला होची कोठी दंत मंजन देखुचो लालचंद ज्वेलर्स देखुचो एरा सब देखसला परे सब केना केनी हला परे बर्तमान में आसीबा कॉटन रेज फर्स्ट थिंग प्लीज that unemployment is about 8 million jobs a year. This is a clear message they have given that आमे जो गवर्नमेंट क्लेम करछे आमे 8 कोटी लोग करछे सेटा किछि ठीक मिछ कथा उडा सब मिछ सब गप खाली गप the government finally said no, you require about 8 million jobs. Are you getting me? About 8 million jobs you require every year. So the economic survey is saying now economic survey will give suggestions. Okay, please note down. Whether finance minister implements those suggestions or not is a different thing. But the economic survey is an independent institution. I started my work in 1978 in the economic division. 1978 was the economic survey thila. Seithre mu as a research officer I have worked. Okay. So when we bring up an economic survey, we not only put up the data, we also give our independent opinion. It is not the viewpoint of the government. Please note down. This is very important. The viewpoints of the economic survey is not the viewpoint of the government, but by independent economic experts. Independent economic experts, it is just ouchie. Just more independent opinion, yeah. So it's an independent body. So this independent body says, please note down, that out of these 6 million jobs we should have in the productivity linked incentive schemes, PLI. PLI, productivity linked investment scheme. PLI, productivity linked incentive scheme. It is Sarkar Aramokala 2019 2019 government started a PLI scheme for giving employment, more employment. Now that scheme is not generating enough labor. It is not generating enough employment. So the economic survey is saying that please extend the PLI scheme. Please note down, you extend the, now we are only talking of electronic sector, mobiles. He said, no, you go to small consumer industries, small scale industries. So please incentivize small scale sector. Please note down, earlier the emphasis was electronics, computers. Now move from electronics to consumer goods. Small scale sector, MSME. Are you all getting me? So you should create about 6 million. Textiles, please note down, textiles. They say you can create at least 2 million jobs. It's a sector, so textile sector. Are you getting my point? What are they saying? Have more PLI schemes, promote. How do you promote it? Bring down their taxes or give them incentives. Okay, so that is the textile sector. Please note down agro-processing and care economy. Ketchup banao. देखिए टिंड तमें जो apple juice banao. These are all processing, agro processing. So you process those items. आलू को तमें chips करो, that is agro processing. These are agro processing. Chips हला, jam हला, tomato sauce हला, agro processing. Okay. So these are the things you should do. So agro processing and care economy. बहुत भाई दरकार बहुत. तमें काम को जो की तुम पिला की धरी हो, कोटा नानी दरकार. Are you getting my point? Nanny, the nanny of Aishwarya Rai. It's not car पिला डाला वो. ये जो यार अभिषेक बच्चन प्रभा Aishwarya Nani Thila. Can you guess how much was she getting? Because she landed up in the house of my son, you know. So how much was she getting? She was getting 1.5 lakhs. As a nanny, she can get 1.5 lakhs. Nannies today get 22,000 to 25,000 rupees. I'm not joking. 30. So my son pays the nanny 30,000 rupees. She has done her graduation. She has done her graduation. Both of them are very well paid. So it's a care economy has come up in a big way. Nurses, male nurses, female nurses. If you are very aged, very completely immobile father. My the neighbor, his father was in coma for 3 months. So they had kept a nurse paying her 50,000 rupees, 50. I'm not joking. This is what has happened. Care economy has come up in a big way. It says 7.8 million. Please note on 7.8 million you create in the non-farm jobs, not in the agricultural sector. Please note down. In the agricultural sector, please, all of you note down farm or non-farm. Non-farm ela, farm ela, agriculture. Now the government realizes that there are agricultural sector. Are you getting my point? They need to be the industrial sector. They need to be shifted to manufacturing. People are there in the farming sector. You don't require so many people. Are you getting my point? But the non-farm sector cottage industries, agro processing, these are all non-farm. In the villages itself, you can set up industries. So instead of people moving to the cities, you can have an industry there. You can have an agro industries there. You can have a cottage industry there. So these are called non-farm. So they say that please concentrate on non-farm job. And then they say, very important, reduce workforce share. Please note down, reduce workforce share in farm. Bottom farm में कितने लोग अछंती? 46% अछंती. 46% of Indians are now working in the farm. Are you getting my point? So what is it suggesting? That please reduce it. If you want a Bikasit Bharat, shift them to a non-farm job. So reduce it to 25%. So what is the policy direction? The agricultural sector should be decongested of people from farming. They should also come to manufacturing, to cities, to non-farm jobs. Are you getting it? If you want to have Bikasit Bharat, because if you are going to have 45% people working in the agriculture, there will be suicides. They will get very little money. Are you getting me? So if you want to improve their economic condition, please shift them to a more paying job. Your more paying job is manufacturing, services, engineer hala, doctor hala, nurse hala, he or she will get more money. Are you all getting me? So this is the direction that the economic survey is doing. What is the direction it is saying? Reduce people from the farming sector and concentrate on non-farm jobs. Please note down. It also says the tax revenue has gone up by 13.4%, in which direct taxes has gone up by 16%. So we have done very well in direct taxes. Please note down. But in indirect taxes, despite all that we are saying, we have not done that well. So 10.6% indirect tax increase, direct tax hochi. Another problem area, please note down another problem area. Private sector capital expenditure lagging behind public capital expenditure. Please note down, this is a very, very important part. Private sector capital expenditure lagging behind, lagging behind public capital expenditure. Sarkar bahut kharcha karuchi, road banuchi, hospital banuchi, rail kharcha karuchi, train anuchi, but the private sector is not spending enough. So they have good data. Please, there was a center is spending around 50%. How much center is spending? 50%. States are spending about 30%. 50% center, 30% state kharcha karuchi. So a private sector kharcha karuchi is about 40%. Are you all getting me? So one challenge in India is, Tata, Ambani, Adani, they must spend more money on capital. They should also try to contribute to infrastructure. खाली सरकार put money into improving the infrastructure. Are you all getting me? So therefore, they are not doing well. Then it says, please note down, reduce income inequality. We will see the graph, reduce income inequality. कहीं से कहूची गालो कथरे कहीं कहू से अच्छा से गालो कथरे कहीं कहूची सर इन कथटे कहीं से कहूची देखो सर गालो कथा देखो फोटो लियो थोड़ा फोटो लियो कहीं से कहला बायोटी कहला जे इनकम इनइक्वालिटी कमा take a snap of this then you will understand important slide in 1952 समझते स्लाइड नियो स्लाइड तो करो तब देखो से सब मोबाइल को देखो भलो करी क्लियरली कोटा कलो रे तो कर दिन तो कर दिन तो 1952 रे 1952 रे bottom 50 top 50% how much they were having in share what do they share अरे बुझी परछन ना कष्ट अछि सर कष्ट होछि कि कष्ट होछि कि कष्ट हबो कष्ट हेले जाय कि कृष्ण मिलिबे ओडा ओडिया कथा नै कष्ट हेले जाय कृष्ण मिलिबो इकोनॉमिक्स पाठट सेमिति क्विनाइन खाइले जर कमियो मलेरिया कमी माने क्विनाइन न खाइले तबे तो कहे बॉर्नविटा खाइ कमी जीवो से हबन सर कोल्ड ड्रिंक भी कमी जीवो सर ना कोल्ड ड्रिंक हबनी मा क्विनाइन खाइयो पड़ियो हैला क्विनाइन इकोनॉमिक्स लाइक क्विनाइन तो बुझे तो हां सेति में आगुर हम जीवन इकोनॉमिक्स पढनोतले आम बैच रे गोटी थिला जस्ट वन एबे क्लास देखो सा काहे कोन नाइ सोला बड्डा सा बेकार सब्जेक्ट सा को इनकम इनइक्वालिटी जीडी कोएफिशिएंट जोडा लाइफ बर्बाद हे जबे एकदम से लाइफ बर्बाद है कि ऐसा सर हवा बुझे तो आर यू ऑल गेटिंग मी ना देखो 1952 रे प्लीज नोट डाउन 1950 रे टू दिस लेखा इठी कराइटा डाटा करो 1952 1957 2022 करो डाटा सब करो टॉप 10 40% 50% ये टेबल करो हम तो करो कागज करो এটা करो रे इकोनॉमिक्स को पूरा झांपी के रखियो you will be on top of economics are you really like a tiger on the subject on the x axis I have year 1952 then 57 then 2022 okay in 1952 top 10% पूरा अरे देखते कि नहीं अरे 10%. So what is the share in the total income? Everybody, what are the share in the top 10%? कितने थिला 38%. Middle 50, middle 42. And what was the share of the top bottom 50 कितने? Have everybody understood? जब 100 टंका जैसे थिला top 10% का शेयर कितना 38 mid 40% you and me our share कितना 42 and the bottom 50% was how much अच्छा 57 में को 57 में कितना को top कितने 30 और top 40 कितने 35 पे कितने अच्छी अरे ऐसे कितने अच्छी अरे এটা 40 से 40 से की लिखा कर दिला तो काना मते गुमा कुर्ची से गुमा कुर्ची मते जीएम के डाटा मोड़ दो आप तो कोटा कहलो 22 अछि ना 22 लिखती ना 22 अरे एटा तो हॉलिडे डाटा ना मिडिल डाटा 45 22 ना नहीं 20 ऊपर नहीं अरे 20 क्यों दस तो कन्नड़ बोलने से पूछो अरे ऊपर now let me see right now figure को देवाशीष नहीं एबे केते अछि 56 एटा 40 केते अछि नहीं 22 आउ एटा अरे देखुचो कि नहीं तेलिया मुंडरे तेल गोटे कथा नहीं उठे तेलिया मुंडरे तेल अरे फॉलो how share is going up your whole thing because your tax please note down your tax policy favors the rich person your tax policy move जो आदान 30% 5000 कोटी टका खर्च कला तक बाहर रे से 30% एसएन मिश्र दोची पेंशन 30% have you understood the difference अरे बुझो कि नहीं so the government has become pro rich your policy has become pro capitalist you are favoring the super rich बुझे ना बुझी वाला तो so therefore the economic survey is saying जे सारे आंकु टिके सफा करंतु इनकम इनइक्वालिटी कमांतु से कहूची सारे आंकु टिके तापरे क्लोज करी तो तापरे हां बात करती ये को आला एमती आसलती आसद असलो वाल तक इट अछि let me so the economic survey is saying that we should try to reduce income inequality is that clear or not tal kon kariba tal we should impose higher taxation on the super rich is that clear so what is the message ke sare anko tike tax ta badhantu बुझी पड़छ कथा so therefore this is what we call as distributive justice please note down this is called distributive justice this is called what distributive justice तमने धनी के पैसा नहीं गरीब ପାଇଁ खर्च करो बुझो तो से जो कहू जे मंगा से धनी के पैसा नहीं टैक्स करकरी गरीब ପାଇଁ मिड डे मील दियो स्कूल रे खर्च करो हॉस्पिटल खर्च करो अरे वेट मी व्हाट that is called distributive justice when you are taxing the rich highly and from that income you are providing for benefits to the poor that's called what is distributive justice when you are taxing the rich at a higher rate please write down what is distributive justice you are taxing the rich at a high rate and from that income you spend on social sector programs and you spend on social sector programs for the poor people social sector program for the poor people पढ़ो तो कौन लिख ले what is distributive justice बड़ पाटे पढ़ो
and the rate at a higher rate and from that income you spend on social sector programs for
poor people स्कूल दिया खर्च करो गरीब भाई इंश्योरेंस स्कीम बना lot of schemes are there so you spend so you get more taxes from the rich people that is what the economic survey is suggesting how the target please note down the target which economic survey has said that we will grow up 6.5% to 7% please note down question is how much India will grow next year as per the economic survey 7% or 7.2%. 7% has been predicted by International Monetary Fund. Please note down, by the International Monetary Fund. RBI has projected 7.2. So the question is, what is the growth target of RBI? Don't confuse it with 6.5 to 7. Are you getting the point? Yes. So that when a tricky question comes in your preliminaries, you are able to answer it. Are you all getting me or not? We come to the next one. What an interesting session, Dochi. So far, the government of India has been saying that we should ban everything from China. TikTok, so band kar do. Are you getting my point? After the pandemic, the government policy was not to allow things from China because we have a lot of fiscal deficit against them. Maximum जिनसा में अमेरिका रो ही करूचे छत्ता हो घड़ी हो माने कंडे हो सब maximum जिनसा we are buying from China. So there is a ban, there is a restriction on imports from China. So now the economic survey for the first time is saying that we should not stop FDI from coming from China. Sikala advantage the China ने आनिमा ताको बने कि हमें USA को पिंकिवा. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ USA is not encouraging imports from China. So he said, এই जो কথাটা করেছি, USA is not taking from China, so it would be good economics for us to borrow from China, to get FDI from China, technology from China, and sell to Americans. America जो माने middle class अच्छंती, please note down, those who are lower middle class and middle class, they generally consume Chinese goods. The lower middle class and the middle class of America, they consume Chinese goods. It is only the rich people who buy things from USA or from Europe. तो बुझो तो सस्ता जिन्स कोड पाउछंदी चाइना पाउछंदी जे चाइना को ठप कले से को जे ताले तमे तो बने बनी तो सो एई कथा बुझि पड़लो नै ए जो वाइस चेयरमैन नीति आयोग टुडे इन एन आर्टिकल ही हैज आल्सो सेड इट मेक्स लॉट ऑफ सेंस आमे जो दुश्मनी रखिचे सेडा बट पीरियड इज ओवर बुझि पड़छो तो ते चाइना सब समस्त टिकटॉक देखो सब फनीस्ट जोक्स आर इन टिकटॉक ओनली बुझे सब दिन में टिकटॉक जोक पठे करी everybody seeing TikTok. So are you getting my point? So this is what they have suggested. Is that clear? So now let's go. Please take a snap. Now let us see how the economy has done. How it's done. Let's take a snap. This is very important. What I have done from the economic survey, I have summarized them. बुझी पछर नहीं कह हला ये गोटे फोटो नहीं तो लेले जाके जानिबो ना एटा होची हेल्थ कार्ड दिस इज द हेल्थ कार्ड ऑफ इंडिया एज पर द इकोनॉमिक सर्वे एटा हम गोटे जे सोदा तुमको डिफिकल्टी होबनी एटा तो कोठु पाइबोनी सर कोठु पाइले तो विभिन्न जगह खणी रो बाहर करके तक गोटे जगह करछ ना तुम मन को सब पढ़े वाले डिफिकल्ट कुछ तो कथा तो बुझियो तारे जानिबो. So let's see the parameter. What is the parameter? GDP at 11-12 prices. कितने grow करते हैं? 7% and 23-24 रे how much have we grown? 8.2%. So for दिन गोटे दूरदर्शन रे program थिला in which I participated. So they asked me that what is the single most achievement of India that you think? Okay. तो कल मुझे YouTube रे पढ़े YouTube रे अच्छी interaction टा अछि बुझलो तो सेइथरे I said India is the fastest growing country in the whole world even compared to China. Okay, so therefore please remember we have done very well. Okay, we have done very well in terms of growth, overall growth. Consumer price index मैंने पर दिखाओ consumer price glide पर दिखाओ आमे ग्लाइड पाथ ऊपर थिले देखो प्लीज नोट डाउन इन 22-23 were you not above 6%? बंद नहीं अरे पूछो कि नहीं नेक्स्ट ईयर केते अछि 5.4 तो आमे टिके केयरफुल रहइबा सर इन्फ्लेशन से टिके केयरफुल रहइबा सर money supply was 4% in the 22-23 in 23-24 it has increased so more consumption has increased by 4%. Please note down overall consumption Rudra Buchuto, overall consumption has also increased by about 4%. So therefore money supply has also increased. Imports 25% more import hame korthile. Now import is minus 2.7. Are you getting my point? मने पड़छि तुमको कहितली C plus I plus G कहितली plus X minus M कहितली मने अछि C plus I plus G plus X minus M import कमिछि export भी कमिछि so one thing for concern is our export is also going down. Are you getting my point? हम जो मन मन जो चूड़ा खाउचे जे हम बहुत बढ़िया करचे हम करने सर हम करने एक्सपोर्ट कमिछि are you all getting me if somebody asks you sir are you following me now supposing हम कह x minus m please note down is 0.07 0.7% of GDP last year it was 1.3%. Please note down टिके भलो के सुने चेष्टा करो 22-23 रे हमर x minus m was how much 1. No last year माने 22-23 रे केतेला 1.3 एबे केते अछि 0.7 हमें कहा बेटर छी अरे बुझु तो डाटा बुझु तो साइंस पे जे कहे जे 1.3 रे हमर डेफिसिट ता 0.7 अछि व्हाट विल यू से दैट वी हैव डन बेटर आर यू ऑल गेटिंग मी अरे if x minus m in 22-23 was 1.3 if it has become 0.7 in 23-24 what did you say that I have done better in balance of trade but that does not clarify that our exports have also declined. Have you understood? When a data is given, you need to analyze it properly. X minus m is balance of trade. While balance of trade has come down, simultaneously our export has also gone down. बुझिपारछ तो से सब कोन पेपर कोन केतबे हबो तमर किछि क्लीन हां बुझो तो नेक्स्ट चलो receipts have gone up by 14.5%. Definitely we have done well. Revenue receipts have gone up from how much 9 इतरे हमें कोरुचे कोन हमें देखुचे 2 वर्ष भितरे how India has done हमें कोरुचे कोन हमें देखुचे एटी how have we done during the last 2 years ए वर्ष तो सॉरी ना so we have to see so we have done well in revenue receipts revenue expenditure again we have done well we are spending less on revenue pension ए बाजे खर्च सब but capital expenditure what we have done very well are you all getting me बुझी पड़छो now supposing I ask you अरे तुम नाटक में कहलो गीतम में well and well have not done well compared to 22-23 गीतांजलि कहबो हां गीतांजलि प्रथम बुझेबो समस्त को जे हमर माने she will explain हां को No, you say in 23-24 where have you done well and where you have not done well. Import रे भल करछे ठीक अछि करा त कमिला हाउ तमर नेक्स्ट revenue expenditure capital expenditure Then when we have not done well in export, and also we have done well in CPS. So except exports, we have done well everywhere. Is that clear? सर तुम्हें पागल कर दो बोलते बुझले कि snap. Devashish, take a snap. Please take a snap. Macroeconomic framework statement. It is part of the budget. So the finance minister puts up a macroeconomic framework statement. जे अब देश ना कौन करूची ये तो गलमी करके इकोनॉमिक सर्वे बतई देले कि तो बजेट रे निर्मला सीतारमण कहबो जे हमर मैक्रोइकोनॉमिक फ्रेमवर्क कौन अछि कौन अछि कहूची देखो प्रथम देखो जे हमर ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी प्लीज नोट डाउन ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी प्लीज नोट डाउन global economy as per the world economic outlook. Please note down world economic outlook. As per world economic outlook is published by the IMF. As per the IMF, the global growth in 23-24, please note down, in 23-24 was 3.3%. In 24-25, it will come down to 3.2. The year before, it was 3.5. In 22-23, please note down. Please note down, as per the World Economic Outlook, as per the Economic World Outlook, in 22-23, the global economic growth was 3.5%. It came down to 3.3, and the forecast is that it will come down to 3.2. So, when the budget is being framed, so Nirmala Sitharaman is that the world economy is not doing so well. It is stagnant. Are you getting my point? अरे हमें बाहर को तो एक्सपोर्ट करीबा ना हमें देखिए what is the outlook outside. Outlook outside is that global economy will not grow much. So what is the forecast in India? Our forecast is about 7.5 थिला ताठो हमें 8.2 वाला बर्तन गवे इटा होची गवर्नमेंट रो. So government is saying जे हमारा 7.5 थिला 23-24 8.2 थिला. Now it would be 7%. Is it clear? Is it clear? So the government is also becoming very careful. But it's better than the global growth. Is that clear? We are much better than the global growth, but we think that we may not do as well as we did last year. Now let us see. There are three sectors: agriculture, industry, services. Now, very interesting. This is not being discussed much. Agriculture sector we have not done well. Please note down. Agriculture, तुम नाटक कौन कहते माँ? नहीं तक कुछ ही था. लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी तो मैंने मुझे पोया. So agriculture has grown by only 1.4%. Please note down. Last 3-4 years we have been doing 3.5%. We have been doing 3.5%. But during 23-24 we have not done well in agriculture. This is not being discussed much. That is why she is talking of agriculture productivity. Are you getting my point? तार जो मिशन रे कहूची एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्टिविटी इंप्रूव करिया पता. The government is recognizing that we are not doing well in agriculture. We have done extremely well in industry. Please note down. Industry was 5 to 6% only thila. Only 5 to 6% thila. It was only 5 to 6%. Industry thila around 6% thila. Please note down 3.5%. Our services thila around 8%. It was 23, 22, 23. You note करते पिलाओने agricultural कितने थिला 3.5, industry कितने थिला 6%, services कितने थिला 8%. Now what have we done? Agriculture is मार खाइचे के dip हला. Industry we have done well. Manufacturing, construction is doing well. Services is all right. Is all right. बुझी पड़ता कथा. Export, import, export हला 437, import हला 677. So मार खाइला by 240 billion. ए पेज आउट के भलो के मन रखियो म तो पठे दे पिटाओ किंतु मन रखियो हला. So balance of current account is minus 0.7%. हला. Minus 7%. But as I said, our export has also dipped. We need not be very happy कि सब हमारा minus 0.7 है. We have to also recognize that our export has not done well. Foreign exchange reserve. Foreign exchange reserve कितना है वो? Please note down. 646 billion. जो तरह की 11 मास import. We can account for 11 months import. 11 मास import पाई आमो पाखरे foreign exchange अच्छी. So we are in a sound footing. So what is the statement we are making? That we didn't do well in agriculture. Our export needs to be improved, isn't it? Are these the lessons or not? But we have done well. So India will become the third largest economy. किरे कहीं जाओ आपको कहीं जाओ नहीं कोटी कोटी कोटे मैं बेंगल ना कौन मो so okay near time. So now let us see how India is doing. How India is doing. Near photo लो अरे मजा लागू ची की नहीं तुमको ना बोर हाँ मजा लागू ची की बोर हो ची की बोर हुन तो इधर देखो पोजिशन थे कहते 8 2023 रे कहते अच्छी 5 और 2027 रे हवा कहते अब पोजिशन 3. Is that clear? So if we are growing 7 to 8%, please note down. If we are growing around 7 to 8%, if we are growing by how much? 7 to 8%, we become the third largest economy globally. If we grow by 7 to 8%, we become the third largest economy in the world by 2027. इतने किसी गालो भी नहीं. This is the truth. से शशि थरूर को की राहुल गांधी को this is the truth. अरे कितने पर से इतने सब लोग कहें data is sacred. Opinions are biased. Opinions are always biased, but data is sacred. सिर्फ में डेटा को क्या गालू में पहले तो मैं जितने गालू भी तुमको इतना फैक्ट्स तुमको आज वो जी भाई तुम फॉलो करो नो इतनी मार्क आने चाहिए so that is data. So data speaks for itself. Okay, we go to the next one. Take a picture. This is how IMF has projected. This is IMF projection. देखो इंडिया प्राय 7% होगा. China 4.2, US about 2.7, ए बड़ा समझो प्रोग्रेस होगा. देखो तो अरे पहले देखो तो नहीं दिखाओ नहीं कोड दिखाओ नहीं तो हाँ बाहर कर ले वो तो बाहर कर दो होता है नहीं कि कौन दो से बाहर है ना कि नहीं मो Again, snap neo. Again, snap neo. Go to data. Sing the king. Data is the king. Are you getting my point? I dominate the discussion through my data. खाली data रे data बुझल कि एटी कोन हला देखो कोन है कहलो what was the expenditure in capital expenditure लाल केते थिला 2013 5% एबे केते हिची 1 clear our capital expenditure has almost doubled from 2013 is that clear आउट या कुछ में देखो ये देखो आम bad loan was around how much about 10.7% in 2019 माने जो लोन फेल मानते लोग bad loans was around 10.9%. What is the percentage now? 2%. Is that clear to you? Bad loan is how much only? Only 2%. So banks are functioning better. They don't have much of a bad loan. Please note down. Bharat re, जो एडम स्मिथ कहते market forces as if by an invisible hand by an invisible hand and promote welfare of all so ये जो invisible hand बुझी पड़ चुके this is not through any invisible hand ये जो growth हुआ देख लें ना please write down conscious public policy please write down this few line the remarkable growth. Please write down the remarkable growth in GDP, comma, infrastructural development, the remarkable growth in what? GDP, comma, then growth in infrastructure and reduction in bad loans bad loans has not happened there says through the invisible hand of free market but by conscious public policy of implementing GST, देखो GST, IBC and digitization. I'll repeat again. Can you read it out the verses? The growth in GDP, infrastructural development, and reduction in bad loan, and has not happened because of the invisible aspect of free market, but by conscious public policy of GST, IBC, and digitization. एतकी तुम्हें कौन लिखे लो तुम्हें 10 रु 10 मार्क पाएगा जी खाते को से जानी ची पिलाटा जानी ची कथा को से गद्दा होची माने एमिति आकाश so because these decisions were taken by the Modi government this is the decision this is how पूरा स्थिति तुम आरंभ करने के public policy now have you understood started with public policy? Because of conscious public policy. हमें GST कले, हमें IBC कले, bankruptcy law कले, digitization कले. They are the path-breaking reforms. Is that clear? So we go. कौन इस तो कामों करेगी तो हालत खराब होता है, बुझे तो पागल कर दो तो. तापरे ये हाला पूरी पूरी देखो एम तो सब करे कि तुम हैंड करिवो हला हां नहीं ठीक अछि एट था हां पथा रेसन देखो बॉडी ची हला आउ गुटे एरिया लेखो देखो आउ गुटे बहुत भला हिची हमारा मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी इंडेक्स टेक अ स्नैप. Last time when I mentioned to you, our MDPI बहुत high believe कहते. Now 24.8 crores. Please note that this figure is very important. Between 2015 to 2021, a 6 वर्ष भितरे प्राय 25 कोटी लोक मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी रखा पाइछथि. बुझी पड़छो? From 2015 to 2021, close to 25 crore people have escaped different forms of poverty. Is that clear? Different forms of poverty. किमी त्याला nutrition deficiency कितने दिला था 20% दिला बर्तन कितने 11%. Cooking fuel 23% दिला बर्तन 12. Sanitation 9%. Drinking water 2%. Electricity 1.5. Housing and have you understood now? Our multi-dimensional poverty was around 29%. That has come down to 11.2. Close to 25 crore people have benefited. So you take a snap preliminary. कितने लोग benefited है सही तरह से डाटा तुम पूरा रसगोल्ला करी गुलाब जामुन करी तुम दौची तुमको तो घांटे को पड़ोनी हीरे को घाटी गिरी फटे गिरी छेना हम छेना करके पुंडा को जलेबी करी कि जलेबी दे तुम मुहरे तुम तो मुहटा खोली बंद केम हम खोला पे नाई सर मो दांतटा बिंदुची मु दांत खाइबी नहीं सिमती केम हम सार गुलाब जामुन पाटी दउचोदी तो खाई किरी जाई दौड़ की जाके तो लिखिबो हैला ना बेगा प्रोग्राम स्वच्छ भारत केते 12%. 12 कोटी लोक किंतु आम घर पाखे नुआ सब होती सका गले 5:30 गले 15टा लोक देखा गुगु कर बाहर आम रोचु से जो रघुनाथपुर से एकदम पूरा एंड रे पूरा रोचु मो स्त्री कौन देखा सा एत सा लोक हगुचंदी बसिकी जल जीवन से 12 कोटी लोक उजाला 10 crores आयुष्मान भारत 6.9 आवास योजना. But these are, keep a snap. These are very concrete achievements. Very, very concrete achievements. Very, very significant achievement. There is no doubt. Now, please note down. This is a thing which will come in the examination. Female force participation. Female labor force participation. 24.5%. 2018-19 बर्तमान केते अछि 37 हैला जदि 72% अछि बुझु तो बट जियो के पार्टिसिपेशन ता बढी छी फीमेल एटा भलो करचंती हैला एटा भलो करचंती ए सब क्वालिटी ठीक है एटा री नोट करा सार न्याति कहबे गोटे कोनटा केडी थिबो सार के बगैर सार गुण एते खराब कर देबे कोनटा केही investment is coming down. If Devasis had to flag one major problem, I would say our investment केते थिला 2012 अरे केते थिला एबे केते अछि एटा भलो अछि एबे जाई बुझला कथा देखो लेखा इठी 2012 अरे 2012 लेख 2022 जम्मा चगला हुआ जम्मा चगला हुआ बहुत investment is composed of two parts. The investment is of two parts. Gotala government investment, which I call as private public investment, PUI. PUI, public investment. Are you getting my point? How private investment? Is that clear? It is PR कर दियो private. Private investment केते थिला 3 एबे केते अछि 22.8 बुझले तो अरे आर यू फॉलोइंग मी while the public has not come down सरकार को खर्च कम होनी सरकार स्कूल रे हॉस्पिटल जहां खर्च रे चलो तो private investment has come down. So therefore what is the lesson? The challenge for India is how to boost private sector investment. What a girlfriend or boyfriend? Oh, see, मुझे पाठ पढ़ते law school रे, सी गोटे पिलार मोबाइल रे फोन असला गर्लफ्रेंड ठू, सिया व्यस्त हो गया से बकिची सा मुआ सेठू मुझे नहीं जा बार-बार फोन से काटी दूँ तक को सेठू पुन कर कटला से तो मुझे नहीं जा फोन टा कल नहीं सर से पूरा डोर को खासी रानी से जो सब अग्रेसिव जी मुंह तो खोला मुझे यार तो बॉडी में चटकाटे सब पूरा पूरा रूम पाखु पड़े सुनी कब बुझो तो तमें जियोड़ा के इतनी बदमाश रहने आज के लिए फोन करके पागल कर दो एकदम वो बहुत जता वो को फोन करे थी वो तो पागल कर दो से वहां से कथा होतो से एकदम पड़े शांति पूर्ण एकदम हो से सेम थिला ना हां ना आओ अरे बुझो कि नहीं कथा उठा प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट सब माड़ा खाउछ हैला so private investment needs to be boosted up. Is that clear to all or not? Are you following me or not? We'll get the next one. So एपर में कौन हला सब कहले कौन हमें एपर तो पढ़ले पे तो कहले कौन को 12 नंबर स्लाइड देखियो से 12 नंबर स्लाइड ता किछि नै रे पुणी कौन पुणी सिलेक्ट तुम आइलो मत हैरान कर चेंज 12 नंबर स्लाइड से देखिबो कौन कौन गवर्नमेंट रिफॉर्म है हला एटा स्लैब नहीं जा तार मन तो बुझि के सब ता मन बुझुनी से नहीं जाओ से नहीं जाओ से बाया नाले कहो कि साथ देखेलेनी मते एटा कलेनी अरे छाड़ो एटा किछि नाही विशेष तो कथा नहीं एम ताले पुणी 4 5 दिन लागियो हला so हम कौन पढ़िले पिले कहलो so we have tried to find out which are the areas in which India has done well and which are the areas where we have not done well. Where we have not done well, can you tell me 1 2 3 तो आरंभ करनी गोटे पर गोटे where we have not done well so where we have not गोटे पॉइंट को जो दोनों एक्सपोर्ट लिखो तापे तो नहीं कि खाता छोड़ के मत को सेकंड को where हां agriculture very good third one नहीं तो को आछमु नेक्स्ट चलो पर को थोड़ा ना services done reasonably all right हां कोड़ा investment तो को ता हां तब को उठे देखो अरे सेति जानिबो ना ताले प्राइवेट सेक्टर इन्वेस्टमेंट उधर कहला ये कहला कौन तो कहला एक्सपोर्ट कहला एग्रीकल्चर कहला तब कौन कहला हां সেটা রেভিনিউ স্টুডেন্ট নাই গালুয়া কথা হেলা গালুয়া কথা হ্যাঁ কোটা স্কিল কথা কইনি ମୁଁ স্কিল কথা কইনি ইনকম ইনইকুয়ালিটি তো ଯୋଉଟା ବୁଝିବା କଥା କୁଆଡେ ଯାଉଛ ତମେ ହଁ taxation we have done not done well in indirect taxes yes how anything else huh we have not done well on unemployment very good housing we have not done well housing multi-dimensional poverty index and housing bhal karne so the whole idea to explain everything to you is to basically say which are the areas we have not done well. Now we come, friends, to the constitutional provisions for a budget. Okay. What are the constitutional provisions? Please note that in our Indian Constitution, Article 112 says that the finance minister will present an annual financial statement of estimated receipts and expenditure. Annual financial statement of what? Statement of what? Estimated receipts and expenditure. It doesn't talk of borrowing. Constitution doesn't talk of borrowing. He will say that this is my estimated receipts and these are my estimated expenditures. Now, expenditure, please note down, expenditure is of two types. Please note down, all of you. Expenditure can be voted or it can be charged. ये जो पेज तुमको कहूची ये पेज रो मिनिमम तुमको गोटे क्वेश्चन आसीबो एथो please be very careful about the next two pages that I will be teaching. Okay, expenditure can be voted, expenditure can be charged. Voted mane it will be put to vote and then put to vote. There are more कहली जे 100 days आमे वे मनरेगा दोचे 100 days of wage we are giving to unskilled labor under the Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Supposing सरकार कहला जे 100 नौकरी हमें 75 करिया, that will be put to vote. There would be vote, there will be debate and there will be vote. So the vote हला जे हाँ सेटा ताले 75 ही जिवो. Now that is called voted expenditure. Now charged expenditure, please note down, charged expenditure hela expenditure for the president, vice president, speaker, deputy speaker, supreme court judges and C&AG. ये बहुत निहाती नोट करो. Question C, will judge be covered under charged expenditure? कहते हैं ना. बुझलो तो? Including pension, CEC, UPSC. No. Only C&G. Only control on the origin of pay, allowances and pension. There will be no debate, no vote. Are you all following? Charged expenditure mane ता उपरे ना बात प्रतिवाद ना ता उपरे vote. Is it clear? So को इसमें charged expenditure कौन आसीबो? President, deputy speaker. हैला? तापर government borrowing. Whatever the government is doing under Article 290, लिखरे नहरे जमो जियो बने. Any question आसीबो, you will have question on charged expenditure. Almost every alternate year, I find in the OS there's a question on charged expenditure. पूरा clean, तानाले 100% में रखेबो. See, पचारे out of these functionaries, whose expenditure is not charged? कौन कहता है तो? सीधे कर दो, PM कर दो. Whose expenditure is not charged?
So pensions of High Court judges are also charged expenditure.
Yes, pension of High Court judges, very good. Give her a big hand. Pension of the High Court judges, not the salary. Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right. So charged expenditure re government borrowing asibo. Whatever, can somebody tell me, तमते तब ज्ञानी स्थिर लोगों तमते quality कितने, what is the size of borrowing India रा budget रे? What is the percentage? मैडम जो फोन को कहते मत बहुत बढ़िया कि कहले, what is the percentage? आमर 100 टंका जदि खर्च होची, what is the percentage borrowing? कौन
27%.
कितने? कितने?
27%.
27%. 27.
आपण को सीतारामन डाकुची फोन रे जाकी जॉइन करबले फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर रे सार को डाकुची कि आ गोटे को से फोन करे डॉक्टर हां आउ की को केते 19 आउ के को किछि देखु तो किमिति धरासा होछु 33%, प्लीज नोट डाउन 33%. 33%. Sir, madam, प्रति टंका रे 1/3 टंका is through borrowing. Our receipts, out of our receipts, borrowing is 1/3. And I pay pension and interest of 25% on loan. जो देवाशीष 25% इंटरेस्ट जाउछि 25% कोथे जाउछि इंटरेस्ट रे जाउछि हला किंतु वोटिंग अराउंड कैन से पैसा काई बोरो कुछो ना no discussion, absolutely no discussion. The constitution doesn't permit discussion on the size of borrowing, but not in the US. Please note down, in the US, there is a debate. If the borrowing goes beyond a particular limit, it will be put to vote. बुझी पड़छ के नहीं अमेरिका रे किछि नहीं जति बरो को तो बरो करि परिबो नहीं डिस्कशन हो काहे केते बरो करछ काहे केते करछ एते लोन काहे जानू छे so all this but not in India. Okay, ता पर लिखो court decree and arbitration tribunal. जो arbitration में जो यदि ऑर्डर करछि जे एती पैसा को पे करो और कोर्ट डिक्री कोर्ट कहले जे एती कि तमे टका एगो खेती हेछि ताको दियो. So those awards, court awards, are not supposed to be debated. Are you all getting me? Any award by the court, please note down, any award by the court or by a tribunal or ये जो arbitration होची तुम्हारा दिनों जॉब there is an arbitration and reconciliation act of 2016. So please remember, all court orders, all arbitration awards, all borrowing, and all payments for pay and allowances, pension of president, vice president, C&AG, deputy speaker, speaker, and C&AG. Not chief election commissioner. Please note, not chief election commissioner, not UPSC. They are not. These are called charged expenditure. Which portion? Amaro charged expenditure. Bharat so BC 35% charged expenditure. एतरे किछि डिस्कशन दरकार नै हला 35% रो कोन से डिस्कशन दरकार नै तमे भी फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर हे परिबो नो डिस्कशन 35% ता पर हला देखो बुझि पड़लो तो. Now we come to another very important article called the appropriation article. Please note down appropriation article. Appropriation act माने डायग्राम टा करूगी कि डायग्राम टी करो ଭାରତର ଯୋଉ account ଅଛି ତମର ଯେବେ ସବୁ ପର୍ସ ଅଛି ନା ଗୋଟେ ବ୍ୟାଗ ଅଛି ପର୍ସ ଅଛି ଛୋଟିଆ ପର୍ସ ଅଛି ବଡ ପର୍ସ ଅଛି ସବୁ ପର୍ସ ଅଛି ବୁଝିଲେ କି ହଁ ବଡ ପର୍ସ ହେଲା ତମର ସିଏଫଆଇ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ବ୍ୟାଗ ଅଛି ନା ପଛରେ ଜାଗା ଅଛି ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି ସିଏଫଆଇ consolidated fund of India. Please note down, this is very, very important. Consolidated Fund of India, CFI. It has Article 266. Under Article 266, the government, central government has a Consolidated Fund of India. A Consolidated Fund of India को जितने टैक्स और जितने बोरोइंग सब सारा इतने भर्ती होगा बुझे तो all taxes and borrowing and all expenditure ताको हमें कहते हैं appropriation. All expenditure is also called as appropriation. भारत सरकार की 101 department अछि. Please note down 101 department. About 101 departments are there. ए प्रत्येक डिपार्टमेंट को ए बजेट रे किछि टका दिया जीवो ए बुझि पड़छ तो कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया बुझि consolidated fund of India रे all taxes and borrowing will come into that khazanchi say to all expenditure will also be made out of consolidated fund of India बुझछ तो so say to वर्ष आरंभ से the finance minister will say who will get what. That is called appropriation. Is that clear? Have you understood what is appropriation? The defense minister कहे तमरो 4 लाख कोटी टका दिया गला. So say 4 लाख कोटी पर्यंत से खर्च कर पेरे. Have you understood? Have you understood what is an appropriation bill? Appropriation, please write down. Appropriation bill, Appropriation Act. Appropriation Act authorizes a ministry. Appropriation Act authorizes a ministry to draw money out of Consolidated Fund of India till its authorized limit. Till its authorized limit. Have you understood? Please read it out. What is appropriation bill? Appropriation bill.
Ministry to draw money out of budgeted fund of India till its authorized
Limit. ଆମର total budget ଏത്ര ହେଲା 86 ଲକ୍ଷ କୋଟି ଟଙ୍କା 46 lakh crores. A 46 lakh crore would be distributed by the finance minister in the budget to different ministries. See, that is the authorization for that ministry to draw. Pension. बुझी पड़छ तो केते पेंशन दबो केते जन खर्च हो से दृश्य करियो. That is called appropriation bill. Is that clear? एटा कहउते appropriation act बोली कहउछ. तापर supplementary grant. Supplementary grant. एबे मैडम 26 कोटी देले तर आउ गोटे सब पुणी हला गोटे पैंडेमिक आउथरा हला और 5 लाख कोटी देला ता कहउती सप्लीमेंटरी ग्रांट तर सपोजिंग किछि एडिशनल रिक्वायरमेंट हला ताले there would be a supplementary grant but the parliament has to approve it. The parliament has to approve it. Is that clear to all of you? बुझ पड़छ नै थर्ड कांसेप्ट हला vote on account. Please note down. It is on a third question. So vote on account. Vote on account. Please write down the definition. Then I will explain to you. Vote on account is the expenditure approved by the parliament without debate. In the passing of the finance bill. पढ़ला माटी के till the passing of the finance bill पढ़ो तुम्हें loudly हाँ
What an account
So-
is expenditure through parliament without debate till the passing of
finance bill till the passing the finance bill तो ये जो budget है discussion चलिबो debate चलिबो ए debate दो मास मन चलिबो पूछो तो try to understand me निर्मला सीतारामन बजेट प्रेजेंट कला परे ए हल्ला गला पार्लियामेंट रे 3 मास चलिबो किए कहबो आउट बड़ा किए कहबो एटा छोड़ टैक्स टा कमा lot of debate should be there okay ए जो डिबेट टा हबो से तो सरकार चलियो कि नहीं अरे पास है नहीं बजट पास है नहीं बोली को मते पेंशन मिलबो कि अरे बुझु कि नहीं so all expenditure which is required please note down all obligatory expenditure all expenditure कौन कौन हला पे एंड allowances pension are you all getting me so this is the amount so about 1/6 of the budgets please note down about 1/6 of the budget 1/6 of the budget मतलब 20 खर्च हबो 40 कोटी गल तो तार 1/6 the parliament will say you can spend अरे बुझो कि नहीं अरे have you understood or not तोरो तमे जी बजेट प्रेजेंट कलो बजेट टा अप्रूवल पाए तुमको 2 मास लागला से 2 मास जो खर्च हबो सेटा कोजनी वोट ऑन अकाउंट so vote is without any debate or discussion why is that because that will meet the obligatory expenditure like pay and allowances like pension things which cannot be stopped but please says during vote on account you cannot create a new work please note down नो काम कर पाइबनी पूर्ण काम पे पैसे दे परिबो दरोटा जी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर कहले सर बजेट पास है ना काम जो पाइबो से पाइबो किंतु गोटे नो काम तुम कर पाबनी देयर विल बी नो न्यू वर्क सो वोट अकाउंट क्वेश्चन अनेक समय आसीबो विल वोट इन अकाउंट इंक्लूड न्यू वर्क नो ओनली ऑब्लिगेटरी एक्सपेंडिचर अरे बुझी पाछो कि नहीं तुम क्लियरली that is called voter a clear तो जरा क्लियर है नहीं क्लियर हो नहीं so
सर
that
ये
is called
46 लाख करोड़ कौन लिखा है जी
कौन कहले
46 लाख करोड़ जो लिखिछन सेटा टोटल बजेट अमाउंट
36 लाख रहउचे टोटल बजेट
सर 48 लिखा हितला बोधे जेते
कौन कहले
48 हबो बोधे सेटा
अच्छा ठीक है 48 say through 1/6 anyway तारो 1/6 can be spent by different departments pending approval of the budget. The constitution doesn't say it is 1/6, but it doesn't specify a period, but it definitely says that till a budget is passed, you are authorized to spend for obligatory expenditure. Is that clear? Clear? Achha. 8 of question vote in account. Now we come to this particular framework that I have made. Now, according to Article 266, all taxes and borrowing will come to Consolidated Fund of India, and out of that, they can spend the money. Through what? Through Appropriation Act. Through Appropriation Act. Okay. Public accounts will come. Public accounts. Public accounts. Public accounts are Provident Fund and Post Office. Provident Fund and Post Offices. Post Office deposit.
So public account article 266.
So public accounts are 266. This is 267. Public accounts also comes in that same article 266. Now public accounts coaching all provident fund. When you join a job, a certain amount is deducted from your salary as a provident fund. That's your money. but that money is, so government acts as a banker. The government is a banker there. It is not bank deposits. It is your money which is deducted out of a salary, which is your provident fund, which will be paid to you after retirement, provident fund. You can draw from provident fund. Provident fund is your money, but the government is the custodian. So that is not part of Consolidated Fund of India. And the second, please note down, is post office deposit. When you are depositing in the post office, you have a fixed deposit in the post office. So that's also is part of public accounts. So we are making a distinction between consolidated fund, between taxes and borrowing, and your deposits. Is that clear? Now there's something called contingency fund. Contingency fund, contingency fund for all emergency purposes. For all emergency purposes. Supposing there is a cyclone in Odisha, Phani hala. Okay, so for such an emergency purpose, money can be withdrawn from a fund called the contingency fund. Please note down, contingency fund. India, emergency hala, we have created a fund called a contingent fund. Jo through ki tonka Sarkar can draw and give it to the country. So supposing Mr. Modi comes and he thinks that 500 crores should be given to, he does not give it out of consolidated fund, he gives it out of contingent fund. It is not PM care fund, it is called contingency fund. Contingency fund today is, please note down, is 20,000 crores. 20,000 crore is today the contingency fund. Please remember, supposing 3,000 rupees, 500 crore Mr. Modi gives to Odisha. Okay. Immediately, that 500 crore would be recouped from the Consolidated Fund of India. 20,000 crore is out of Consolidated Fund of India. This 20,000 crore has been created out of Consolidated Fund. Just remember, be very careful about this. Have you understood what is a contingency fund? Contingency fund is to meet emergent requirements. And that fund is created out of Consolidated Fund of India. Now, whenever there is expenditure, that money is immediately given to Consolidated Fund of India. And they don't go through parliamentary approval. There is no this. Please note down, there is no debate on this. In the borrowing, there is no debate. Supposing Mr. Modi gives 500 crores or 600 crores, there cannot be a debate in the parliament that why 600 crores. And that money would be recouped. Please note down, recouped. It is like an interest which never diminishes. It is like that. Are you all getting me? That is what is your contingency fund. Have you understood? Clear hala ki nahi? We go to the next constitutional fund. Select. Mari the we go to the next. Please note, take a snap. Take a snap. $109 provides for a money bill. Money bill re kebo loksor dadagiri. Money bill can be debated, discussed in Rajya Sabha, but they cannot stop it. They can give their suggestions, but Parliament, Lok Sabha is fully authorized to reject it. So money bill hochi pura dadagiri of Lok Sabha. Another article, please note down. This is now subject of a Supreme Court debate. Please note down, Supreme Court judgment. Article 110. Article 110 says how to define a money bill. Code a money bill habo. Very important. As per Article 110, any tax or body proposal is a money bill. Any which involves, please note down, any proposal that involves tax collection or borrowing is a money bill. The was says to be careful हुआ, but there is also a provision in 110 that it can be for any matter incidental. Please note down, any matter incidental. Any matter incidental tax and borrowing. जोटा क्लियर टैक्स एंड बोरोइंग हमको मनी मिलला जदि कोन से कथा सेतरे टैक्स भया लागुची कि बोरोइंग भया लागुची दैट आल्सो विल कम अंडर मनी बिल अरे ऑल गेट में बुझी पड़छो 110 कहूची जे टैक्स बोरोइंग तो क्लियरली मनी बिल हला बट इफ देयर इज समथिंग व्हिच इज आल्सो relating to tax or borrowing that also can be moved as a money bill. Okay, now this debate came in the context of Aadhaar. Sorry, it came in the context of Aadhaar. It came in the context of Aadhaar. The question was, will Aadhaar Act be considered a money bill? Okay. Now, the present Chief Justice, Mr. Chandrachud, when he was judge, so while the judges approved the Aadhaar Act, please note down, very, very important. In 2019, the Aadhaar Act was approved. Aadhaar Act was approved. आगुर तुम के जो आधार कार्ड टा थिला सेटा ऑब्लिगेटरी न थिला तमे चाहिए तमे एग्री बट इट इज नथिंग कंपल्सरी अबाउट इट सो थ्रू द आधार एक्ट इट हैज बिकम मैंडेटरी यू हैव टू हैव एन आधार कार्ड नाउ इन द एक्ट को सने कले सो दे पुश दिस एक्ट एज अ मनी बिल काहे कले सो दैट देयर इज नो डिबेट इन द राज्यसभा यदि मनी बिल न होता बोथ राज्यसभा लोकसभा would have voted for that. So Narendra Modi sir knew that if it goes to Rajya Sabha, it would be defeated because Rajya Sabha takara majority नथिला. So therefore, सेटा चालू करिकरी एटा को मनी बिल रे पुश करला. So सेते जो आधार एक्ट रे चैलेंज हला सेते सुप्रीम कोर्ट said आधार एक्ट is all right. But Chandrachud questioned whether it should be considered a money bill, and he said it is a fraud on the constitution. When you please note down, he said it is a fraud on the constitution. It is a fraud on the constitution. He said it is a fraud on the constitution. Aadhaar Act being moved as a money bill is a fraud against the constitution. This is what he said. So now, ताका पाखे कथा पड़ची जे सर बहुत मनी बिल ना जारे अन्य बिल गुड़ा हबा कथा ना मनी बिल नुआ सो 3-4 such bills are being reviewed now in the Supreme Court. Are you all getting me? बुझो कि नहीं इट इज मनी बिल तापर देखो 266 ऑलरेडी बुझी साली 266 ऑलरेडी कोई साली कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया एंड पब्लिक अकाउंट कोई साली आर्टिकल 27 तापर प्लीज नोट डाउन करो नोट डाउन करो वेरी वेरी इंपोर्टेंट आर्टिकल होची 275 आर्टिकल 275 आर्टिकल 275 is grants in aid to needy states जो states have a special difficulty अच्छी this was earlier being given only to northeast and Jammu and Kashmir. Please note down it was earlier being given grants in aid was being given to Jammu and Kashmir and all northeastern states. Jete hilly states achi, those who are having special difficulties, so they were being given grants. Buchuta, not loans. Central government can give you a loan which you have to return. In grants, you don't have to return it. Have you understood the difference between loan and grant? Grant, rafa dafa hala. There is a thing called Finance Commission. Please note down Finance Commission. Now, Finance Commission ra kama hala, sharing of tax between states. It has a major come. जो total tax achi, how much should be the share which will go to the states? And what would be the principles for sharing? Please note down. How much money of tax, central tax, will go to the states? And on what, please write down. Finance Commission decides the percentage of central taxes which will go to the states and the principle of distributing taxes amongst states. I'll repeat. The Finance Commission decides the percentage of tax, central tax, which will go to the states and the principles for sharing its tax among states. There are 48 lakh crore tax. So the Finance Commission will decide what is the percentage of those tax which will go to all the states and union territories. Can somebody tell me what is the share which is going now? Anyone who gives a correct answer would get 100 rupees from me.
41%.
41%.
31%.
41.
31, not 32. Agur thila kehte 32 thila.
So it is 41, sir.
No, 31%. It is 31%. It was only 32% in the previous Finance Commission. It is now 31%. Okay. So the Finance Commission will say that this is the money which will go to the states. And then it will also say that how this 31% will be distributed between UP, Bihar, Odisha, all the states, on what principles it will be decided. Just note down, the principles could be population, tax effort, per capita income. So, co basis rahabo, so that is also decided by the Planning Commission. The population area, forest cover, so all this, so there are a number of factors they will take into account for distributing the money. That's the job of the Finance Commission. So the last one, which is called 82. Please note down 82. Under Article 282, the central government can grant any amount for any public service to the states. Central government can give any grant for any public service. Please note down, any public service to the state. A basis re, ए जो 15,000 कोटी टका देइचंती काग देइचंती आंध्र प्रदेश देइचंती and around 60,000 crore तो देइचंती बिहार को, that is based on Article 282. Please note down, that is based on Article 282. The question asibo on the basis of which article this has been given. It has been given not as grants in it, not as part of 275 or not as part of 280. This is a part of 282. Is that clear? So we come to the last one today. So we will only select, only change. So एक कथा से कहला पर वर्तमान निर्मला बजेट को आसबे 5 मिनिट में तापर तुम प्रेजेंट करियो हला. So now take a snap of first in the budget there are 3 main themes. What are the 3 main themes? Employment, skilling, MSMEs, and the middle class. These are the 4 themes. Okay? The 4 themes. And there are 9 priorities. So some of them are agriculture productivity, employment linked incentive scheme, manufacturing and services, housing need, infrastructure, innovation and R&D. Hello? एथरे आज तमर कोन अछि एम्प्लॉयमेंट आ तमरो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तमे दिजन सीजन आज कहू दो 5 मिनट से तमर कोन अछि स्किलिंग तमरो देखियो केते होछि सो तापरे सो एक बजेट रे हम कोन कहू छे एम्प्लॉयमेंट इन तम समस्त के दबा प्रेजेंटेशन अब नेक्स्ट टाइम रे करबी हला तो आज खाली पूरा शुरुआत होछि हला एम्प्लॉयमेंट out important is abolition of angel tax. What is an angel tax? जी कह दो कल angel tax टा कौन? What is an angel tax? Huh? Anybody? Angel tax टा कौन? कौन angel tax? कितने फसले टा?
Sir, for new sectors or startup,
Yes.
angel investors contribute certain amount of money for the new startups or companies.
नहीं टिके सर टिके भलो कि बुझे से अपन बुझी पहले सर जो कहउचंती ज्ञानटा देले बुझली कि आउ तो टिके ज्ञान दियौ सर कोन कहले सर हां कोन तो सर अंजल टैक्स केबे बसला सर
Since 2020, I don't know.
2012 रे 2012 बुझले आईएएस पाया पे है पूरा एकदम पूरा सब गुण कहबे पूरा बुझली कि ता न हबनी सर 2012 रे की करथलेटा प्रणब मुखर्जीटा करथले कौन से करते सर कौन अंजल टैक्स से करते
to reduce money laundering.
माने एमती कहले आपन को से यूपीएस रो गोटे धक्का मारी से बाहर कर दो हैला गोटे से दरवान कहबो सर एटे बाजू होंतु आपन कोन नाटक कर सर सब के बाजू हेले प्लीज बाजू हो जांतु एटी पछ परिबेनी हैला मो 6 फुट पछी तनु कहू छ आपन बुझे कि जब पसे दबने आपन को भारी बुद्धिया पिला आपन जेते सब स्टार्टअप अछंती तब सब नुवा स्टार्टअप करिवो स्टार्टअप करिवो स्टार्टअप रे टंका नहीं खोजु तमे सो व्हेन यू लुक फॉर मनी यू आर लुकिंग फॉर एन एंजल के सरा आकाश माटी दो बापा तो बॉयफ्रेंड दबनी हाउस रा पाइबो कोटू बैंक दबनी सा पाइबो कोटू मु कहि सर मोर बहुत बढ़िया स्टार्टअप करी सर मोर बहुत बुद्धि अछि मु सर एमिति कार्टून सब करी सब नै जिवे सर मु बढ़िया ड्राइंग पेन करछि कि टंका किए दबो टंका सर व्यस्त होनी आंजल दबो आकाश रु आंजल दबो सेटू आंजल से देखियो से गोटे चोर सा अछि बाहर अमेरिका रे से चोरटा अछि तो केते टका दरकार रे केते टका दरकार ना सर 5 कोटी दरकार दबो तो देबी हला सेटू एटा होछि माने 2012 को जोक्स अपार्ट many such angels were giving money to startup and sethere kisi tax ta source hotla so this was a very good source of money laundering are you all getting me kon kisi buchcho ki nahi you are an angel tanko madam को 5 कोटी टका दे देला बहुत पेंटिंग रो दुकान बनउची 5 कोटी टका दे देला नो टैक्स सिर्फ प्रणाम अच्छा 5 कोटी टीम देला तार जो सिम को दे दो टका दे दो से शेयर्स बिकुची स्टार्टअप रे शेयर अछि ना दर 100 टा शेयर अछि तार वैल्यूएशन हला केते 2 कोटी हला ए 2 कोटी शेयर को एनुअल किनिबो 5 कोटी टंका रे 5 कोटी तो शेयर को 5 कोटी देली दिसको काहे एते सा कम जो काहे देबी 5 कोटी तो देबी बुझ बुझ कथा किसी टैक्स नहीं रफा दफा हो गला तार 5 कोटी टका रे किसी टैक्स लागलानी अरे से जो पैसा तुमको देला 5 कोटी टका देला किसी पैसा लगे he doesn't have to pay any money. Are you all getting me? The angel investor is situated outside, abroad. He or she is giving money out of his ill-gotten money. He is giving you money to start a startup. So, Pranab Mukherjee, मोर बॉस था, पुराना बॉस था, ऐसा बुद्धिया लोग एकदम दादा कहला साहब तू यही बात सो से कहला ये जो 5 कोटी और 2 कोटी भीतर जो डिफरेंस हला केते रहला 3 कोटी या ऊपर 30% टैक्स बसेबो. Have you understood what is an angel tax? It's not all. Angel tax is a tax. Angel tax is a tax imposed on the difference between the assumed share price and actual share price. Actual share price is 2 crores. Actual share price is 5 crores. But the market price कितना है 2 crores. So on 3 crores, the 3 crores जो cream टा तमें without paying taxes करथुला तम ऊपर 30% लगे. सर आपण जदि देइछन्ती पैसा देइछन्ती से 3 कोटी ऊपर आपण को 30% लगे. Have you understood it clearly? Have you understood it clearly? निर्मला सीतारमण कहले नाय काहे ताको हैरान करूछो ई इनकम टैक्स वाला जीवो ताम कहो सर तू केते पैसा पाइछुबे देखा सब से को सर टिके अपन पैसा नै मत के कहनांतु ना 5 टा को 4 कोटी कर दोनु ना सर 3 कोटी कर दोनु ना ने दारू टी नियंतु ना सर एंड करी से इनकम टैक्स वाला कहबो. सो इनकम टैक्स वाला को बहुत पैसा खाइले इथे सरे बहुत पैसा खाइछ माने मोर जो माने कंपैरेबल लोक से 50 कोटी ऊपर बसचंदी सब एई सब एंजल टैक्स रे तो बदमाशी करिवे. अरे have you understood? मैनिपुलेट कले नहीं पैसा दबना से सो एई छाड़ो बाजी कथा छाड़ो ताको छाड़ दियो छूट दियो भारत रे छूट दियो मानको सब जिते सब लूट करछते लूट करंतु जिते सब प्रतारक मनी लंडरर ए मानको सब एठी खेल गरीब लोग सब मरंतु जुपिटर मरंतु किंतु सब ताको मनी लंडरिंग गुडा कर दियो से 12% रफा दफा कर दो पूरा 30% रफा दफा कर दो. बुझले कि माने मु सुन देश रे एमिति हुए बुझले कि जदि पैसा पत्र अछि सर दियंतु एंजल टैक्स दियंतु बी एन एंजल एंड पे नो टैक्स. ओके आई वांट टू राइट एन आर्टिकल लास्ट ला capital gains tax. We'll end with this. Today we'll end with this. So what is the capital gains tax? मतलब ये कहले सर आपण मन तो बहुत बुद्धिया लोग के कौन से कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स से कौन बहुत बुद्धिया लोग जो अछि तो कहले ठीक मते कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स ता कौन व्हाट इज द कैपिटल गेन व्हाट इज ए कैपिटल गेन अरे किछि नुवा कथा सुनुचो कि बुझुचो कि नहीं ना नहीं सब पुराना कथा सब जानि थिलो सर राधे जी बुझुले गेली किछि नुवा कथा होछि कि नहीं हां शॉर्ट गोटे वर्ष भितर प्लीज नोट डाउन शॉर्ट टर्म हला गोटे वर्ष भितर लॉन्ग टर्म हला गोटे वर्ष अधिका मत टिके ज्ञान देले देवासी सर सर तो बहुत ज्ञानी लोग देले कैपिटल गेन्स ता कोन आउ के अछि रीना हमर तो बहुत बुद्धिमती निर्मला सीतारमण पीए होछ बोली मु सुनली तो डाकुतला केते केते कैपिटल गेन्स ता कोन कैपिटल गेन माने कोन सर
It is a long term gain.
शॉर्ट टर्म हो लॉन्ग टर्म हो कोन एग्जांपल देके मत बुझे दउ सर बुझी पाउनी सर
कैपिटल माने होची जेता हमर
कोन तो मैडम
कैपिटल एसेट्स रहूची जेमति कि लैंड हला बिल्डिंग हला तो ताकू जेतला हमें बिकुछु तो ता जो प्रॉफिट ता होची प्रॉफिट ऊपर जो टैक्स
जो गेन का हला से तरह टैक्स बसियो जहां गेन सब टैक्स होची मैडम जो अपन तो थाली मारे ताको बढ़िया बोलते बोलते जो दल टिके ताको ताली मारे टिके बढ़िया कथा कहला से सिना करूला किंतु फेल हो आईएएस रे 100% फेल मारियो तबे जो बात वो पास कर दू तुम संग से कहि दोछि बुझले कि तमे बहुत अच्छे नहीं से डोर बंद कर दला से डोर पाकरे बंद हे गला तमे ओटा घर किनिचो तो एग्जांपल दिउछ गोटे घर किनछ प्लीज नोट डाउन गोटे घर किनछ 50 लाख रे तमे घरटा किनछ हला घर दाम केते 50 लाख रे गोटे पाइल बॉयफ्रेंड तुम गोटे घरटा देला भलो बॉयफ्रेंड सब बिजनेस रे अछि ए बैक पर छाड़ मो भलो सिंपल लाभ छाड़ तो ना एते ऊपर हम जीवानी you have purchased a house. You have purchased a house after paying registration fee for 50 lakhs. Borse pore, you want to sell it off. You want to sell it off after 1 year. Okay. Now, or you want to sell it after 3 years. Let us say after 3 years. बढ़िया पाइगला आयस प्राइस पाइगला सारा कौन 2 बेडरूम रे कौन रहबा सारा दिल्ली रे किनी 3 बेडरूम रे बढ़िया कर रखा. After 3 years, you are able to sell it for 70 lakhs. What is your gain? What is your gain? Now in a capital gains tax, you will not be taxed on the basis of 20 lakhs. There is certain expenditure which will be taken out of this. Are you following me? You will not be taxed. Today it is 12.5%. So 12.5% will not be charged on 20 lakhs. कौन चार्ज होगा तब रे? लिखो फर्स्ट है all municipal tax. तो municipal tax देखो ना नहीं? तापरे please write down improvements in the house. खर्च करछो एथरे 10 लाख टका खर्च करछो ताले तमर नेट कैपिटल गेन हला 8 लाख. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड? वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल देली कोन देली तमे इनकम टैक्स अफसर कहबे सर मु 2 लाख टका खर्च करछि टैक्स देछि रिसीट दियंतु आ मु ए घर साहब एसी लगेछि डिस्टेंपर करछि फ्लोर रे टाइलिंग करछि आई स्पेंड 7 lakhs. I spent 10 lakhs. So this 12 lakhs will be taken out of 20 lakhs. So you will pay capital gains tax on 8 lakhs. Have you understood? Have you understood what is capital gains? Same thing income tax claim also कोई improvement. 8 टाइम 50 टका 10 टका था सीटा संगे झड़ा हड्डी करिवो. अरे हरि भलो हम एक से डिवाइड करिवो रे से इनकम टैक्स रे पसिले कोठी पैसा खाइ परियो तो मु तो कहूची बुझले कि ए इनकम करबा तमे सर सर मु तो बर्बाद हे गेली सर घरडा बहुत बहुत खर्च खर्च करची सर सारा बरसाती थिला मु तो कंक्रीट कली सर देखो केते सुंदर बई करची देखो कोन सर देखा कोन सर खर्च करचू सर को सर काहे के आप हैरान करचू मते आप कोन लेबे कि 50-60 हजार हेले कि और 10 लाख टका दे कि सर रफा दफा कर दला. तमे देखो इनकम टैक्स लोक इति पैसा खाइछंती सो इति पैसा खाइछंती मो संगरे 5-5 टा घर सारे करछंती all capital gains. Have you understood the source of corruption? Have you sourced this? So this is so 8 madam कौन कहले capital gains जो है short term करे 20% और long term रे थिले 12.5%. So the stock market came down. The stock market came down because of this. जो शिल्पपति को टिके लात मारला से गवर्नमेंट को लात मारिबे बुझो तो all rich people are buying shares. So तांकरे लागला मार लागला तुम कोन खबर से के आई सरेंत कोले मु तो घर बिकुतली सर 12% दोतली. Have you understood? So this is so while annual tax is being praised by everybody, everybody is criticizing the capital gains tax. So with this I'll end today, and Dr. Devashish will now come and 5 minutes से करूँ present करूँ. As एटे नहीं जाओ हाँ पीपीटी करिया नहीं किए कहाँ पे कर सब अच्छी पेन. अच्छा ठीक अच्छे नहीं नहीं तमें दीपक कौन मुझे बस बस तो दिजन कॉल करो है एमाने दी जन जो ज्ञानी दिटा अछंती से ज्ञानी दिटा लोक कहिबे हला बुझी परछु तो अरे एटा क्वाड सब गला आसो स्टार्ट करो ये आरंभ करिवो हां आमे वर्तमान करिवो कोन कोन प्रायोरिटी अछि प्रायोरिटी आसो डॉक्टर देवाशीष आसो मुडी बसछि बस बुझी पारो अर्थ जिंदी गाड़ी गिर पहुंची पारलानी मौसीमा मंदिर में पहुंच पारे अधा रहा है अधा पूरी कर बस बस सर ओवर टू सर हाँ ओवर टू सर तुम पेन भी यूज कर पार किस यहाँ को ऑफ करके तुम पेन यूज कर तुम ज्ञान दब लोक पिला कौन वर्तमान देवाशीष सर आपको ज्ञान देवे ये जो 9टा 10टा प्रायोरिटी अच्छी कौन दरकार सर आप पेनटा सही अच्छी सर सही अच्छी सर देवे ये बर्तमान हमको ज्ञान देवे मुझे ये बस पड़े सर ज्ञान टा शुणे कौन केम कर नब कि मोबाइल टा नब कि गोटे यहाँ को नहीं जा नहीं जा टे नहीं जा तुम समस्त समस्त पड़ो रे এটা জাস্ট আরম্ভ হলা গোটে করে গোটে 5 মিনিট পে রেডি থাও বুঝলে আর যদি প্রশ্নের চান্স নেই
I am audible to the people who are in online.
Yes.
Thank you. So, like I had planned, I will start with the data since sir has shared the data, so I will not cover that part. So, like first I will my topic, since my topic is on.
What you can do next time, this class, prepare a PPT, load it here, so that one by one you can print it.
Yes. So, like now, since my topic is on unemployment, so I will start with the challenges. Like data is already with us. You all know about the data, what is the percentage and all. So, like since India is planning for Viksit Bharat by 2047, so we know like before 1991, so we have the closed economy. Since the manufacturing industries and industries mostly, they are not allowed. So it's when in 1991 we opened our economy. So opened our economy. Still that time there was a like norm ki we have to go to the job sector. Like there is a primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. So people jump from primary sector to the tertiary sector. So we lack in the secondary sector. That is.
Employment scheme you just tell them what are they see. The purpose of this particular presentation is to show how we are trying to create 8 million jobs every year for the next 5 years. This is to be very careful. The whole idea is how to create 8 million jobs in the next 5 years. Okay. The other thing I want to mention to all of you is that this is the first budget which is thinking of the future. It is not only talking of this year, it's also talking of 4 years down the line. So I just want Devashish to give you a flavor of what are the schemes the government has in mind and what he thinks are the challenges. So next time when I make the presentation, you just have 3 slides. I don't require more than 3 slides. One is summary of the proposals, government proposals. Second slide, what are the possibilities that they would be successful or not successful? What are the viewpoints on them? And third is, what is your assessment? Sir, ଆପଣ ଯାହା କହୁଛନ୍ତି ମୁଁ ଏଇଟା ମାନୁ। The last slide, please note this slide ଦରକାର ପଡୁଛି। ଏକ ମିନିଟ ତକ।
Okay, sir.
ବୁଝିଲେ ତ ମୋ କଥା ବୁଝିଲେ କି ନାହିଁ? ମୁଁ ଆଉ ଅଧିକ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଏବେ ତମକୁ ଚାହୁଁନି କି ପରେ ସେଇ ଜ୍ଞାନଟା ଶୁଣିବି। ଏବେ ଏତିକି ଜ୍ଞାନ ବୁଝିଲେ ତ? ସାର୍ କଣ ସ୍କିମ୍ କଣ ଅଛି? କଣ ତା ଉପରେ ବହୁତ କଥା ରହିଛି ଚିଲି ପେପରରେ ଖାଲି ବାହାରୁଛି ହେଲା। କଣ ସାର୍ ଜ୍ଞାନ କଣ ଦଉଛି? ସାର୍ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସେଇ ଜ୍ଞାନଟା ଦରକାର।
Okay. So government has focused on the employment and skilling. So they have introduced PM packages. So in PM packages there are 5 schemes. So first three scheme focus on the focus on the employment like incentives. Like they will provide again they have this in the 3 scheme they have divided into scheme A, scheme B and scheme C. So scheme A is for first timers. So government will provide this benefits of like up to not up to it's a 15,000 in 3 installment for the first month. Okay, let me explain it a little bit. जदि आमे कौन करिबा जदि जने लाइक जॉब सेक्टर रे जॉइन करछि सो गवर्नमेंट तार जो 15,000 ता सैलरी रो तार जेति भी सैलरी अप टू 1 लाख रो लिमिट अछि जदि गोटे कंपनी जनको 1 लाख रो दउछि जॉब माने सैलरी सो गवर्नमेंट तादरु 15,000 दबो दैट टू तार फर्स्ट मंथ रे 3 इंस्टॉलमेंट रे तो स्कीम ए तो
Scheme A, the government thinks that they will create 210 lakh jobs. For 210 lakh jobs, they will create in the next 5 years. That is not the local group. If they have by giving 15,000. Have you understood?
And that too in a direct
Part-time job, direct job. If you are up to 1 lakh, if your salary is up to 1 lakh, if your salary is up to 1 lakh, and it is your first job in a formal employment, this is what in a formal employment, circle second job, bank employment, not anywhere else. Please remember, scheme A is for only formal jobs, not informal jobs. Informal job, any calculated job, not like that. You get a proper government job. You get a proper public employment. You get a proper job. Have you understood the difference between formal and informal? Informal are all the casuals and not those kind of jobs. Jobs which are formal, which is getting a salary. Then for 3 months they will give you 5,000 rupees. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Maximum thousand say about 40 lakh people can avail of this scheme.
Second scheme is about job creation in MFGs, manufacturing.
If a job is created in manufacturing or services, it's a count as
Both employee and employer को incentive दिया जाए.
See,
For the first 4 years and तार like benefit ये होची जे 30 lakh youth माने इस scheme रे benefited है.
So good up. Am I audible? Sir, infrastructure. Infrastructure. So good afternoon, everyone. Respected sir. So my topic is infrastructure, which is a priority of the budget. So central government provide 11,111 crore for infrastructure.
What is the breakup of that infrastructure?
Sir, 1.5 lakhs crore to the state as long-term interest-free loans to support resource allocation.
infrastructure रे केते कुछ खर्च होछि
Sir.
सर बताउछि जो आलू तो खाइ छै कि नहीं तमन बोलते सागु छिड़ा खाइ छै अरे केते खर्च कोन रे होछि
सर कहूची
हां को
सर प्रधानमंत्री ग्राम सड़क योजना पाई 25,000 crore. देन सर हमरो जो अछि हिमाचल प्रदेश रे रिकंस्ट्रक्शन पाई होछि देन उत्तराखंड
तो কথা पूछू के बड़ा बड़ी कोडी क्लास वाले आवाज वहां से कुछ साइड बेस्ट तो बड़ा प्राइस है बेस्ट है ना बेस्ट 3 will get a prize for me है ना चलो कौन सा डॉक्टर उधर को हां
So my topic is skilling.
हां मत वाला देखने
जब गवर्नमेंट रो पीएम पैकेज आसी स्किलिंग पई सेतरे 20 लाख लोकन से बेनिफिट करेबे नेक्स्ट 5 इयर्स पई तापरे आईटीआई गुडा को स्कूल कोन अपग्रेड करिवे स्कोप एंड ऑफ
one teacher I am looking to explain is कि हम जो आईटी में जो पास के अफसर भी they don't have the kind of capability which is expected for them. I'll just give an example to you. Air conditioning. You will find very few mechanics who can do air conditioning. To reply that. So among the idea the skill level achieved, say the skill in the report says only 7% are really skilled. जो कौन है जो मैंने 40,000 50,000 पाया था से 15,000 20,000 पहुंचते अरे कितने पहुंचे give me a big hand number 1 now तो सर प्रकार किस बात से और कोई हां और कारण को सर आसन जस्टिस का करते हो कि जस्टिस का करो आसन सर जस्टिस करो आसन जस्टिस करो दौड़ी का किसी नहीं होते चैलेंज को तो भर लेंगे बुझे तो जमा दस्ता है हां हां कौन तो डॉक्टर उधर कौन तो मिट्टी कौन तो हां कौन सोशल जस्टिस सर को कहां कौन तो एमडी कहते हां कह दो कौन सोशल जस्टिस उधर पढ़ियो वाले
the term social justice refers to the removal of inequality from society and so that every person has got opportunity to do growth and develop in our society. For an example, if you give to social injustice like the difference between the poor and the rich person, and another just like an example of just like an example of
give me a big hand. So basically he is talking of income inequality. Now in this budget what we have done, we have not increased taxation on the super. Just note correct. The last G20 conference is I will end with this. Last G20 conference is the last. So there are Modi sir, I know the thing was last video. कुछ नहीं किया same way. Already we put 2% global wealth tax बचे. The suggestion by countries was that human income is more than 1 crore. More than 1 billion, please not 1 billion. Sorry, those who have income of more than 1 billion, they are more than 1 billion. So they should pay 2% wealth tax. 2%. So the ethical debate, almost 300 million people will come out of poverty. 300 million people will come out of poverty if you impose 2%. How similarly they demonstrated also quite a few countries is the how the condition of the rich is becoming richer and the poor are becoming poor. So, eight things that social justice जो गुजरात में पहले ये 8 out of social justice only. Distributed justice. That's the basic point that they are trying to kill. So one of the flaws in this particular is that we are not promoting distributed justice. समझ में बहुत देखा हो तो ଯାଉଛି ସୋମବାର ଦିନ ଏଇ ଏସଏମ୍ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି ନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ଡିବେଟ୍ ହବ ବୁଧବାର ଦିନ ତମ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଦେଖା ହବ କି କଣ ସବୁ ନାଁ କେ ମୋର ପକେଇବ ହେଲା ଆ ପଛରେ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପେପରରେ କହିଲା ଠିକ କହିବ ମତେ କହିଲା ତମେ କେମିତି ଠିକ କହିବେ ତମେ କହିବ no problem और नाट का एक नोट कर दिया ना शेयर और तब कमाई के बॉस पर कॉल कर रहा है कि वो होगा कितना सुंदर दिल्ली में ना ओ का तो ना सुशी
वो ऐसा
किसी तो ताले से तो there are books to it. Next to the word, next to start. Huh? Oh, there you go. See what I think, sir, for what they are काम कर दिया से और ये सारा मैडम ने दिया ये हॉस्टल भी स्टार्ट कर दिया ये नाउ है क्या ना लेकिन तो पड़ेगा और काम ना होते एक दिन में इतना बड़ा नाम करो तो हम लोग की करें होते बाकी से कोई तो ये तो ये जो गोपी भाषा नहीं है कैसे हमें होता है ना सब बोलना वो नाम हो तो वही टॉपिक इतना है स्कीम रहते nothing else I will not read anything just read that scheme and lots of productivity I will understand तो नॉट आ स्कीम ऊपर सिर्फ स्कीम नहीं पड़ेगा स्कीम का कौन अच्छी और कौन अच्छा अब किसी ने ना व्यवस्थित टॉपिक प्लीज पालो ना देखिए कौन तो नाम कौन है क्यों जल्दी करो छोटा बात मेरे साथ चलो देखो चलो को ये कितना करने का लगे ना सर जो मुझे लीजिए वर्षा अब से वर्षा के साथ मैडम प्रश्न होगा चलो प्रश्न हां कौन सा नाम को हां कोई ना हां नहीं और तो प्रश्न हां તમે કોણ હોય તમે આને બોલો પીછે તો કરે બોલો કેવી રીતે કરો દસમો કોડા દસમો Yeah, कितना है पहला so there are 12 schemes and I'll give so parallel scheme को किन scheme कर दिया तो आज ही बढ़िया है ना इजी मेरी तो करो just put to it so that I know exactly that you are ready यही मोबाइल पर लिखो जैसे okay